What's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of the Seasonal Roast Show. I am your host, and today we're here to talk about a few things. I just finished Daredevil episode 7, and I want to talk about that, plus episode 5 and 6, because I wasn't here last week. And I want to also review The Working Man right now, right here, only on the Seasonal Roast Show.
Red, you're angry, aren't you? I can see it on you. It's all over you. You hate yourself. I don't think you came here for my help. I think you want my permission. Right. Don't get your hands on somebody, huh? Won't hurt him. It's gonna keep eating and eating and eating. Marvel Television's Daredevil, only on Disney Plus.
This Friday.
You shot a foot to the left, I'll be dead.
I wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
From the director of The Beekeeper.
A 19-year-old girl was kidnapped.
She a good kid?
She's a great kid. She's like family to me.
Get my back if I ever need it.
This is human trafficking. I'm gonna find her.
You better go full on.
Time to get to work. She's hunting us.
I'm gonna cut your heart out.
Good luck.
Jason Statham.
Oh, that is not good. Do you know who we are? People whose mommy dresses them funny.
Look at those bricks. You're a working man.
That's right. Let's play.
A Working Man. Rated R. Only in theaters Friday.
So last week I was finishing up Ramadan and I wanted to get ready for Eid, so I didn't want to be here talking to you guys about movies because that's just not where my mind was last week, to be honest with you. Eid Mubarak to everyone out there celebrating. It was a beautiful Ramadan as always. Can't wait to the next one. But with that down, let's get into the review. So I watched episode 5, 6, and 7. I just finished watching episode 7, but episodes 5 and 6, they released them at the same time, so there's reasoning behind it. Episode 5 was a little bit slower. It was a bit, it's not as slow as the show has been so far. So I don't understand why they felt the necessity to release it at the same time as the other one. But again, here we are. We got it. We should be happy, right? So episode 5 was the bank heist. Didn't end so well, obviously. And that's when Matt Murdock finally understood that, fuck it, he has to go back into being Daredevil because the world needs him. And then episode 6, that's when we get more introduced to Muse, which obviously in episode 7, that ends. So I didn't understand why such the build-up and we're just going to get rid of him. This show, again, I believe it was supposed to be 18 episodes. I could be wrong. I never went back and checked if they've changed anything as far as that. But at this point in time, Daredevil, Born Again is going to be 18 episodes. So I know why they're milking certain situations, because honestly, these episodes could be 30 minutes flat. 40 minutes here and there just to stretch an episode. It's not really needed. They need to get rid of it. Because honestly, at this point, we're just seeing the same stuff repeated. Let me get into episode 5 really quick before I get into episode 7, because episode 7 really bothered me with something. And it's not like a bad situation where it's just like, all right, this is the worst thing I've seen. It's just when you watch enough film, you watch enough TV, you kind of understand that there's certain things characters wouldn't do unless something else was going to happen for convenience. So let's get into it. Episode 5. You have the bank heist, and this is where again, we get introduced to Matt Murdock wanted to become the Daredevil again because he wants to go in and save. I forgot to speak about the cameo. Kamala Khan's father works at this bank. So he goes back in to save Kamala Khan's father and obviously the other hostages, only because he was around during the time he went to go get a bank loan. He wasn't approved, so on and so forth. So that's episode 5. Episode 6, Muse kidnaps, what's my man name? Ayala, his niece. And he's about to pretty much take her out to create another one of his canvases. And Daredevil saves the day. And the way that this fight scene happened in the train station was just, it brought back memories of Daredevil, the Daredevil series on Netflix. And I'm like, all right, we're back. We got it. It was great. Obviously he took Muse down and Muse ended up escaping that fight and he was able to save the girl. Episode 7, he gets back into it with Muse because he's messing with his Matt Murdock's girlfriend / Kingpin and his wife's therapist / Muse therapist. And again, what's crazy about episode 7 is she's the therapist, wrote a book about the case of Muse. I forgot my man's actual name. You guys can look it up. She actually wrote a book about her, pretty much her patient. And that's why he kind of, in the episode, he's kind of like, oh, I read your book, so on and so forth. You know me, pretty much. And I thought that was dope. And then when it got to the point where it was just like they're having this back and forth dialogue, I didn't think the dialogue was intense enough for the situation. I also didn't think it was good enough to be in this situation because it was like, this is the time that the writer should have been writing. This dialogue should have been a lot deeper than what it was. It wasn't that. It's okay. It's a series, not a film. We're going to let them get away with that. Daredevil comes in, saves the day. They give the credit to the cops. Cool, right? At the end of the episode, I should rewind a little bit. Well, obviously in episode 5 and 6, they're kind of discussing that they want to rid Kingpin of his power, pretty much. And in episode 7, the guy convinced Kingpin's wife. And obviously it was a setup because she texted him. First off, anyone knows that you don't do anything that leaves a trace in those type of situations. So that bothered me. Why would you accept a text from the person you're trying to take out's wife? Either way, he accepted it, went into the restaurant. Kingpin is sitting with his back towards the door. That is never going to happen. With any man within power, with any man that has any type of self-defense mechanism in his body, that's just never going to happen. So I didn't like that happened. So that kind of took me out the episode. Thank God it was the end of the episode. But there you have it, all right? Episodes 5, 6, and 7 were decent. Actually, they're great. They did a phenomenal job on them. It's just I'm saying that they're decent because there's little tidbits in there that, again, it takes me out of the show because it's just not believable enough. But with that down, let's get into The Working Man. So The Working Man, starring Jason Statham, is another one of those Jason Statham action-packed films. I loved every bit of it. Again, from the storyline to the setting, it was set in Chicago. I loved every bit of the film. It was phenomenal. You know what you're getting with a Jason Statham film. Nothing to overthink. It was just good cinema, man. And honestly, you don't have much of that going on right now. And it's been that film was a breath of fresh air. It's been a while since I was able to just sit down and enjoy a film at the movie theater. I can't think of the last film I really sat down and enjoyed. I watched Alto Nights. Alto Nights was an okay film. But in all reality, it was one of those films that could have been caught on a streaming a streaming network. What do you call them? You guys get what I'm saying here. Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, whatever. It could have been on Amazon Prime. It could have been on one of those, and it would have been as enjoyable. A Working Man is a film that you must see at the theater just action packed, just to look around, get that audience reaction. I think that adds to the films in some way, shape, or form. And I'm glad I didn't watch it early because I was able to watch it with a crowd. And you definitely had those moments where they're like, ooh, and he did this and so on and so forth. And some of the stuff is in the trailers, so I can talk about that when he cuts my man and cuts my man off and puts him in a pool to drown. Like those type of instances is just dope. Like they did a phenomenal job with this film. I'm gonna give it personally for me. It's not okay. It's not Oscar worthy. I'm not in it for the acting. It was literally bad situations. Like the cops were helping the bad guys at some points of this because they were bought, and it's just the way it was done was just unbelievable ways. Like we're gonna get into that another time, another day. All in all, I give this movie a solid 7. It is good. You should go check it out. It does involve a hot topic of today's time because there's a lot of that going on with the trafficking. So just if that's a trigger for you, be careful. But other than that, phenomenal film. I'm going to watch it again before it leaves the theater. That's what I'm there for. That's what I wanted Captain America Brave New World to be. Like, just send me some action. If you're not going to have the spy espionage drama part to this film, just give us action and we'll be satisfied. But to not have either is going to be a problem. All right. So let me know what you guys think. Have you watched Daredevil episodes 5, 6, and 7? And have you watched Working Man? Let me know down below your thoughts. I appreciate y'all for tuning in for another episode of the Cesar Monroe Show. I'll see you guys next week to talk about Minecraft, because I'm actually going to go see that tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to see it tomorrow. So I'll see y'all next time. Peace.